three major giants today of internet, which is Google, which is YouTube, and Apple and Facebook, have banned Alex Jones. Now, this is a serious concern. Hey everyone, welcome back, and let's talk about this news which has been flowing around the internet since yesterday. Is that forget Bitcoin, India is likely to get its own cryptocurrency soon. And I know that India has been talking about issuing its own cryptocurrencies. And so let's talk about it and once and for all. Let's see what exactly does it mean and what are the basically impacts. First of all, now there is no proper source to this news, so I don't know whether this is actually a joke or this is just to get more attention from people, just because there is so much going on into the considering related to the regulatory of cryptocurrency. So this could be one of those articles that just need attention from people, and that is why they have written something like that. But let's assume that if India does come out with its own cryptocurrencies, and what are the impacts of that will be. The very first thing that I see is that if India at all comes out with the national cryptocurrencies, it is indirect way of actually legitimizing cryptocurrencies. So the people who are actually have opinion which are otherwise, which are not in favor of cryptocurrencies, are going to start talking about it, and probably they will research more about it and they will learn more about cryptocurrencies. So in a way, it will be more of legitimizing the other cryptocurrencies also. Now we can have an argument saying that, well, whether the national cryptocurrencies will work and whether will people trust, and of course that is because the national cryptocurrencies or the state-based cryptocurrencies does not have a public ledger. Like Bitcoin has a public ledger and people can see the transactions. It is not controlled by one central authority. And so you might argue that whether people are going to like it and people are going to trust it. And my answer is, of course not. Of course, for the people who know that cryptocurrencies has to have a public ledger, they wouldn't give it so much of value. But let's not also forget the fact there are so many cryptocurrencies right now in the coin market which are still centralized cryptocurrencies, right? And many people still hold it. I mean, there are so many ICOs which are centralized, but people do buy into it with a good profit, with the intention of getting good profit. So whether this idea of issuing a national cryptocurrencies will be successful or not successful, I think there are both the chances. But will this be as valuable as Bitcoin? I don't think so, because of course Bitcoin is going to have the worldwide value, whereas the national cryptocurrencies are going to be just have value within the country itself, right? And of course, the one thing also that we need to understand is that will this cryptocurrency with the national cryptocurrency will be backed by some physical asset, like the Venezuela, the petrodollar is backed by petrol, like they want to call it. So this is also a very important factor that people are going to ask, that what is this cryptocurrency backed by? And more importantly, as we all know, that the people into cryptocurrencies, they know that there is a total supply, there is a circulating supply, there is mining, proof of work, proof of stake. So and of course there are people who know that what is Bitcoin, what is shitcoin. So there would be question mark whether a national cryptocurrency is actually a Bitcoin or otherwise. So I think it would not be a great idea for any country actually to come up with the national cryptocurrencies, because I don't think that really solves the purpose, right? And I think they are very good with the fiat money. The current fiat money with any national nation have is doing a fair job. I don't think they need to replace that national fiat with the national cryptocurrencies. But as always, I would love to hear your opinion on what do you think on this news, right? And so next I want to talk about basically this recent issue that happened, the Alex Jones. Alex Jones was somebody who was talking on the Infowars.com. Infowars also had a YouTube channel, and Infowars was all about really giving out the informations of what is going on with the governments, what's going on in the wrong and the right in the world, and really letting people know. But it seems like three major giants today of internet, which is Google, which is YouTube, and Apple and Facebook, have banned Alex Jones. Now, this is a serious, serious concern. And the reason is that, as you can see today in this world, the whole world is controlled by three major internet giants, and which is very scary. I mean, they can decide altogether whether they will accommodate you or they were going to remove you. They're going to serve you, or they are not going to they're not going to let you be a part of this world. And so the three companies right now today, which is Google, Apple, and Facebook, have removed Alex Jones. And of course, the reasons that they've given is something called as hate speech and things like that. So the way they define the hate speech is that something which is spoken out against them, or maybe it just does not work in a lot of government's favor, they call it as a hate speech, irrespective of whether it's truth or it's not truth, right? So I think just somebody expressing their opinion, it can't really be a hate speech. Just because it is exposing the truth, you're calling it a hate speech. So this is definitely something that that we all need to realize into being cryptocurrency, and it's so important that we all everybody understands the power of Facebook, Google, Apple, and see how centralized these platforms are, and really see and understand there is an alternative available already, which is Steemit, DTube, DLive, right? And where nobody can really censor it, and there's a great need of these kind of social media platform already. One thing is for sure, that these decentralized platforms, these decentralized apps are not very good enough at this point in time. It's not as user friendly, it's not as popular, not everyone is using it, and of course there are some internal issue also. And so that is why it's so important that these kind of platforms, but at least we have a sample of what is possible in the future. At least we have a trailer of what's coming up next. But I think it's all boils down to really being there and creating an account, really spreading the word with other people also, and letting people know that they really don't have to be dependent on this centralized social media platform. There are decentralized social media platforms also where everybody needs to be there. Otherwise, these central companies, these central authorities are going to ban and some people whom they might not like, right? And of course, I have created an account on Steemit. I definitely urge you to go ahead and create an account, explore the things, invite your friends also, not with the intention of making a lot of money. I mean, if you do, that's well and good, but at least being there and sharing there and really building up the network. Because if Apple, Google, and Facebook are going to continue with banning people, this is definitely not a good sign for the whole world, and the world needs an alternative solution. Let me know your opinion about that. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the like or dislike. I'll see you next time. Take care.